loan limits by county and state. So there are two submenus. One that says loan limits 580 credit score plus, or loan limits 640 score. So by now they should already know what the credit score is, an idea, by going through Credit Karma. So let's say that they know that the credit score is 635. So then you will be looking at loan limits 580 plus. So let's go there for a second. So here it says loan limits 580 plus credit score. Now that you know the dollar amount of your potential eligibility and your credit scores, please check FHA loan limits for your county. So click here to be directed to FHA's loan limits calculator. Okay, so here we are now at the government site, FHA mortgage limits. So here you want to enter simply the state. So what state was that? New York, right? Charles, of course. And then next will be the county. Charles, what county is Long
Yeah,
Island?
Ken, can you just, if you can, I don't think I'm making any noise in the background. Just try to keep me unmuted so I can answer Carlos. I'm like, I can't talk. Okay. So say the question again, Carlos, please.
Okay, so we are looking, we are assuming that this particular home buyer wants to purchase in Long Island. We know
Correct.
the house is 500,000. Perhaps their potential eligibility is sufficient, and they have the
Right.
income, so the calculator says yes, you could go to 700 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now the person wants to buy in Long Island, and the credit score is 635. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
look at the menu that says credit score 580 plus, under 640. So we go there and we enter the state, which is New York, and now the
Mm-hmm.
county. What county is Long Island?
It's Wantagh, Wantagh, New York, 11793. It's Nassau County.
Nassau County.
Correct.
Okay, so and how do you spell that? NAU.
SSAU. Right.
Okay, so here's the site, the FHA mortgage limits list for for FHA loans. So right there on those two red and in that rectangle of those horizontal lines, you'll see where it says county name, Nassau, and then this the state on the right, New York, and
Mm-hmm.
one family. So one family, it says that FHA will lend up to $726,525. So this family, if the family has a potential eligibility of 600,580, like the price of the house was, then they're okay so far, because FHA will go to 726,000 on a single family. Now, if the person wanted to buy a duplex and their potential eligibility was higher, well, FHA would go to 930,000. On a three family or four families, now it starts getting a little bit different. FHA will go up to 1,300,000, almost 1,400,000 on a four unit. But remember that one of the good things about multifamily is that you could live in one of them and rent the other three and use the rental income to qualify for your mortgage. So it's very, very possible that you could do something like this. You could use 75% of the rental income as income. So I don't know, if it's being rented for 2,000 a month each, then you could use now $4,500 to qualify for that mortgage plus your own income. The chances are that it will work. it's really interesting. Very, it's a good opportunity there. You follow what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So there are 4 units. The rental market in that area for a for a unit is 2,000 each. You have a fourplex. You rent 3 of them. You get $6,000 in gross rent. FHA will allow 75% of that, which is 4,500 plus your income. You might be able to purchase that um, multifamily possibly. So here, so this is how you would check that the loan limits are not that your required purchase price is within the loan limit for that particular county and state when you use an FHA, provided that the well you could use this FHA as high as you want. I should say. So if your credit score is 700, you can still use FHA. It's not only for low scores, but we would say that's why we say 580 plus. And when we say 580 plus, it could be 580 all the way to 750 or 580 all the way to 850. The other menu, you have to have a minimum of 640. So it could be 640 all the way to 850. But it's got to be a minimum of 640 on the other menu or a minimum of 580. Well, actually not, because we could do it without scores. But just to give you general guidelines, perhaps we should change the menu that says 0 score to and up. And I think we should. We're gonna rename that menu. Instead of 580 plus, we just name it 0 score plus, or make it name it something more conducive, more clear. So, anyways, this is the FHA loan limit website, and I hope that you understood the price, how much of the house is there. This is what I got. Look at the county loan limits. Bingo. Everything looks good so far. If you can't understand it, or they cannot understand, maybe you could call your upline. You could call the home office, and we could talk. Sure, we'll give you some guidance, and eventually you will be very good at this. Everyone will be good at this because it's not that much to learn.
Right.
Now you guys know where where you can discover the loan limits for FHA. You don't have to memorize the link. The link is right there on the sub menu as home buyers navigate here, loan limits.
Perfect.
So let's go and show the other one. Now, what I'm going to do is, because with we could do this all the way from 0 all the way to 850. So I'm going to find a way to make it a description that is not confusing. Now, the 640 plus, that will be when now it's a conventional, because the government agencies, when you deal by conventional, you must have a 640, and there's no way around there. There's no flexibility of any type. So now this side is much easier, much simpler to understand and capture, because the entire country, okay, and it tells you contiguous states, District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico. So the entire country except for Alaska, Hawaii, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So number of units in that column says 1. Okay, so the number is equal everywhere. Uh, with the other side, FHA, you have to look at the county, because each county will swing up and down. Every time you put a county, it's going to be a difference of 100,000 or more, or hundreds of thousands. So okay, so here you got the units, the number of units: 1 for single family residence, 2 for duplexes, villas, 3 for triplexes, and 4 for fourplex. So you got 1 unit, most of the country, $484,000. But in Alaska, that one unit, they will go up to $726,000, or Hawaii, or the U.S. Virgin Islands, or Guam. So most of us are going to be within the contiguous states. So dual family duplex villa, 620,000. So this is a simpler site. The numbers are pretty standard across the country. So here is where again a person has X credit score, 680 or anything like that. They could easily look at the loan limits because you may why looking at the why looking at the two sides. So let's say somebody has a score of 680. Okay, you could use both loan agencies. You could use FHA, you could use conventional because you got a 680. But it's possible that when you go for the FHA site and you enter that county, it may say that the loan limit is only 275, and that happens a lot. There's a lot of counties. I mean, when I tell you a lot, probably 2,000 counties that you'll find that the loan limits with FHA are under 375,000, most more than likely. So now the person found a house in Long Island for 560,000, as we saw that. Is qualified, or the numbers on the calculator looks good, and has a credit score of 680 or higher. But when they're looking at FHA, it says that the loan limit for that county says that the maximum is 375, for example. Let's just say that was the case. Well, now you can go that route. Then you go to this other side, and then you'll know that at the very least, you could go to 484. On now, there's also the high cost areas, and you see in the bottom, it's even higher. So some some cities within counties are located in some high cost areas. I'm sure that if you went to Manhattan in the same vicinity, which is not so far from Long Island or Brooklyn, the difference is going to swing quite a bit. So use these sites, and if it's not enough for FHA, this is what will be good. So you don't have to be an expert at this, but at least know that there is a possibility. You don't have to choose, but at least know that there is a possibility somewhere there that there is a loan amount that does not exceed these limits.